Pilates here. So welcome to my back care program. This is week 4. So we're going to be reviewing what we've already done, adding in a couple of new exercises, but also adding in some progressions of some of the previous exercises. As always, please work at your own level. If I do give you a more advanced, if you're a more challenging option, obviously only do it if it feels comfortable for you. You can stick with the original exercise. So make sure you've got enough room and that you're not going to hit any furniture. You've got your mat. If you're using grips, a ball, anything like that, make sure you've got a window open. Make sure you've got some water. Now today, as part of our sort of progressions, you will need a stretchy band. So if you haven't got one, just obviously pause and then go and get your stretchy band. Don't worry if you haven't got one, you can do it without it. It just adds in a little bit more intensity, should we say, a little bit more core engagement. And we're going to use it for our stretches at the end to give you a bit more flexibility, if you like. Okay, so just to review our posture, if you remember, 3 points of connection in the spine. I'll just go through it quickly, obviously. Knees slightly bent, never lock the knees because it pushes your back out. Lengthen the lumbar spine, so just tuck the hips under a little bit so you're finding that neutral spine position. Chin retracted, shoulder blades back and down. Pelvic floor, bicep muscles just to help you engage the core. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Core muscles engaged, draw those abdominals in, and then you should feel, hopefully, your abdominals connected to your back muscles will support your spine. And just to recap, you don't have to hold the pelvic floor in all the time. It's just initially to help you find your core muscles there. So reviewing, breathing in through the nose, rib cage expanding, breathing out through the mouth, rib cage closing, engaging the core. Don't worry if you can't coordinate that straight away. It does take a long time to get the hang of that, so please don't worry. Okay, so we're going to start off with our warm-up. Again, remember, you can do a half roll down or a full roll down depending on how you're feeling. If your back is very stiff, please just do a half roll down. I'll show you both options. So feet hip distance apart, standing nice and tall, chin retracted, neutral spine position. Up onto the balls of the feet, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. So draw the abdominals in. And what you need to do is from here to here is not collapse forward because the strain goes into the low back. So abdominals in, hinge the hips back first, don't arch the back. Hands on the legs if you need to, into your half roll down, and then rolling back up from there. If that was comfortable, okay, you can take it down a little bit further. Hinge the hips back, rolling forward, again, as far as it's comfortable. You can always keep the hands on the legs if you need to give you that extra support. Watch your knee alignment. Knees should be level with second or third toe, so make sure they're not rolling in. Okay, so we're going to hold it here. I want you to relax the arms, head, neck and shoulders. Try and keep the abdominals in and just straighten the legs just enough so you start to get a stretch there. Back of the calves, back of the thighs, lower back and your bottom muscles. All right, breathe in, breathe out. Draw the abdominals in, slowly rolling up. One vertebra at a time. Always keep the knees slightly bent. Tuck the chin in, so we're getting a nice stretch there. In the back of the neck. And again, up onto the toes. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Engage the core. Hinge the hips back, but don't arch the lower back. Tuck the chin in, open the shoulder blades, and you're just going to roll forwards. Holding it there, half roll down, full roll down, whatever feels comfortable. Relaxing the upper body, so no tension. Straighten the backs of the legs just until you can feel it. It's like a warm-up stretch, there's not too much. And then breathe in, breathe out, slowly coming up. Draw the abdominals in, tuck the chin in, and coming all the way back. Fantastic. All right, feet hip distance apart, so posture check again. Open the chest, shoulder blades back and down, neutral spine position. And we're just going to start to roll those shoulder joints. And remember, relax the arms and just get those shoulders moving. Try and add the breathing in. Core muscles engaged if you can. Breathing in and out. So as you breathe out, shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, working those postural muscles. Breathing in and out. Okay, one on its own. Keep that chin retracted. And the other one, breathing in, breathing out. So you're going to put your hand on your shoulder and we're going to circle using the elbow. So you want to watch your hand, watch your elbow, up, all the way back. Good. Continue that, breathing in, breathing out. Look over your shoulder. Breathing in, lift the chest up and back. Good. The other side, breathing in, breathing out. Good. Breathing in, look over the shoulder, follow your elbow, breathing in. Good. And out. Then both together, breathing in. Open the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades. That's it. Okay. And now the arms. So relax the arms. I want you to take one arm up and lead with the hand, stretching up. Take the arm slightly behind you and then reach up from the shoulder blades. Draw the abdominals in at the same time. And again, follow your hand. Breathing in, breathing out. Take the arm slightly behind you. No hunching the shoulder. Stretching up. Good. And back. Now we're going to go diagonally. Follow the hand. Breathing in, breathing out. Looking over and then bring the arm all the way back down. Follow the hand. Breathing in. Lift the chest. Opening up. And all the way back. And again, breathing in, stretching up first and over. Keep the abdominals in. No arching the back. Breathing in, breathing out. Great. All right, both arms up. Elbows level with the ears. Stretching up from there. So remember, this stretch comes from your shoulder blades. Try and keep the elbows level with the ears rather than like that. Can you see the difference? If you need to bend the elbows a little bit to achieve that position, that's fine. Stretching up from there and then reaching one arm up and the other one a little bit more. Good, and all the way back. So arms behind you, shrug the shoulders and relax. Add the breathing in, breathing out. Try and remember to draw the abdominals in, remind those muscles, breathing in, breathing out, lengthening, breathing in. And just take the arms a little bit sideways, keeping the arms behind you. There. Then you're going to take the arms up a little bit higher. Now, do you remember last week? Okay, we added in our rib cage isolation. So bend the knees a little bit. Tuck the hips under if you need to take that pressure off the low back. Take the arms slightly behind you and just try and get that rib cage moving. Keep the chin retracted. If it's uncomfortable, you can always bring the arms down a little bit lower. For example, if you have a shoulder injury or something like that. Just try and get that upper body moving. Fantastic. Breathing in and then just stretch a little bit more. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Okay, this time you're going to hold the stretch. Now I want you to turn the palm backwards. Okay, so you're stretching your wrist. So you're going to reach, turn the palms backwards and a little pulsing action. Keep the arms behind you from the wrist there. Stretching, stretching, and then the other side. We do get a lot of compression in the wrists. So it's really nice to stretch. Good, the wrists out. All right, holding it there. Arms behind you, core muscles engaged. Now just doing our head and neck exercises. So just relax the chin forwards and draw it back and down. Good, breathing in, breathing out. Good, that stretching the back of the neck. Breathing in. Remember, if you can always do this first bit, you can always do it seated. If you're having got some low back pain or it feels uncomfortable, you can always do this this standing section seated. Breathing in, breathing out. All right, from that retracted position, lift the chin up and down. Breathing in, breathing out. Back to the centre and then turn the head to the side. Look up a little bit. Breathe in. And breathing out, rolling that head forwards, just the head and neck. Looking over the other side, keep the shoulders facing the front. Lift the head up and back. A lovely stretch there for the neck. Keep the shoulders down. Last one. Get back to the centre. Right, relax your ear to your shoulder, add your arm in, breathing in, breathing out, stretching up and across. Good, and the other side. Breathing in, breathing out, up and across. hands behind the head. Tuck the chin in and bring the head forwards. Breathe in, breathing out. Great. Okay, so we're going to review what we did last week and a couple of weeks ago. So if you remember, we did our arms opening, and last week we went into our chicken wings. So let's just review that quickly, and I'm going to add something else in there. So elbows tucked in, palms facing the ceiling, open up the chest, chin retracted. Breathe in, breathe out, core muscles engaged, push the elbows in and opening out there. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Hopefully you can feel your back muscles working, abdominals in at the same time. So do you remember last week we added in our chicken wings? So arms slightly behind you, breathing in, breathing out, and then draw the elbows in. Feeling your back muscles, your core muscles working. So it goes like this, breathing in, breathing out, open, up into this position, elbows tucked in as you bring it down, shoulder blades back and down for your chicken wings. Breathing in, breathing out, there, and then bring it back in. Okay, so I want you to remember this chicken wing action, because we're going to add that in later with our squatting, and we're going to add the band in as well. So lots to look forward to. Okay, so arms out in front, cross-stack arms, and then we'll just bend the knees a little bit, and we're going to move our upper body. Breathing in, breathing out. Turn the chest, keep the abdominals in, turn the head with you. Breathing in, breathing out. So upper body mobility. Other arm over the top. Breathing in, breathing out. There. And back. All right, arms out in front, so stretching out where we've been working our shoulder blades. Reaching forward. And then one arm a little bit further forwards than the other one. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Interlace the fingers, turn the hands inside out, stretching up, legs a little bit more bent. Draw the abdominals in. And now with this side bend, you need to make sure you're stretching from here rather than your lower back. So bend the knees, tuck the hips under if you need to a little bit. So we're stretching up from the rib cage. Up and over, trying to keep the elbows level with the ears. Breathing in, breathing out, so you've got your correct posture there. So up and over. So do make sure you're not pulling from your low back. So it's chest up and over. Good. Up and over. Good. All right. And relax. So we're going to go into our inner thigh stretches. Remember, so feet slightly turned out, sink the hips back, so it's similar to your squat position, breathing in, breathing out. So your hips go back, don't let the knee, try not to do it like this, so you're putting pressure on the knee joint. Sink the hips back and go into your stretch. Keep the knee level with second or third toe. So breathing in, breathing out, sink the hips back. You need to take the legs wide enough so you feel a stretch in the inner thigh of the straight leg. Keep the shoulder blades back and down, breathing in, breathing out, there, and back. Good, we're going to hold it one side. So if you feel you can stretch it a little bit more, take the legs a little bit wider, turn the feet out and sink the hips back, there. Good, and then the other side, sink the hips back. Great, good, front to the thigh stretch. Again, hold on if you need to. Hold your foot, ankle, trouser leg, knees level, breathing in, breathing out. Tip the pelvis under, heel in towards the hip. Posture, shoulder blades. Good, and then the other one. Knees level, breathing in, breathing out. Tip the pelvis under, heel in towards the hip. Great. Okay, so we're going to go into our squatting. So do you remember last week we did the squats without the chair? Obviously, if you're joining me and you prefer to do it on the chair, you can. If you prefer to have that sort of security blanket there, if you like. Okay, so as promised, we're going to add a little bit with your band in here. So we've just done our chicken wings. Do you remember that exercise? So all we're going to do the chicken wings exercise with the band, okay, as we go into the squat. Okay, so let's just do the arm bit first. So remember, your chicken wings is like this, That's it. And then if we add the band in, breathing out. Try and bring the elbows into the waist. Try not to let this happen. So the band will probably just touch your shoulders a little bit, but try not to let that happen. So that's your action there. Breathing in, breathing out. You can do it without the band. This is just an extra really strengthening, if you like, for your back muscles. Okay, so we're going to add that in to the squat. So again, let's review our squat. We're here and the shoulder blades back and down. We're sinking the hips back. Squeeze the buttock muscles. As you come back up, push the heels into the floor, remember? So we're there, and then we squeeze. So try not to bounce. Breathing in, breathing out. Buttock muscles, abdominals, push the heels into the floor as you come back up. If you do your chicken wings with it, exercise, it helps to keep those shoulder blades back and down. So here we go. Breathing in, breathing out, core muscles engaged. Sink the hips back and bring the elbows into the waist there. Try not to let this happen. Hopefully over the weeks your posture will improve, and then you'll be able to do this without the band touching. Now, if you're very rounded in the shoulders and the neck, you may find this really uncomfortable. So the other option is just to bring it down here in front, this position there, but still squeeze the shoulder blades back and down. Breathing in, breathing out. Now as you come back up, buttock muscles, push the heels into the mat, carpet, whatever you're holding, there. And back if you're able to do your chicken wings, there. If you draw the abdominals in as you're doing it, which is what you're supposed to be doing, again, you're feeling your abdominal muscles, your back muscles strengthening, your buttock muscles as well, of course, which strengthens your back, strengthens your knees. Breathing in, breathing out. Abdominals in, push the heels into the floor, and back. Good. Okay, something else to practice there. Right, okay, so we're going to go back here and just finish off with our deep stretches. So we'll take one arm across, just shoulder stretch, other hand there, stretch it across like that. Breathing in, breathing out. Turn the head the other way until you can feel a stretch here in your shoulder. And then this hand, I want you to reach it a little bit further over. Relax, breathing in, breathing out. Good. And again, there, breathing in, breathing out. Turn the head the other way, stretch. Good. All right, arms behind you, shoulder blades back and down. And there. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. Okay, so one last exercise for our posture, which was our homework, if you remember, is the shoulder blade retraction. So we're trying to get the shoulder blades more in the correct position, shoulder blades back and down, by doing I call it a shoulder blade retraction exercise. So it's very similar to that cat stretch you do on the floor, but it's quite difficult sometimes to get that movement going. So arms out in front. First of all, reach the arms forward, open the shoulder blades. Now I want you to breathe in, lift the chest, breathe out abdominals in, and at the same time, squeeze the shoulder blades together and let it forwards again. So it's like that rib cage moving forwards and backwards. Squeeze and forwards and retracting. I'll do it this way around. It's open and retract. If you find it really impossible, okay, you can just bend the elbows a little bit to find the muscles. Breathing in, breathing out. But if you can, try and do it without the arms moving. The shoulders are going to move a little bit, but you really are getting that upper body more flexible, shoulder base back and down, improving your posture. That's it. All right, and again, interlace the fingers, stretching up and holding it there, breathing in, breathing out. Good. Well done. Okay, so we're going to go down onto our mat now. Your choice if you want to take your shoes off. Don't forget to have some water. Okay. Take your shoes and socks off if you want to. go into our deeper leg stretches first, and then into our floor work. So again, as before, you can do a half roll down, make sure it's comfortable for you, or a full roll down, breathing in, breathing out. Abdominals, hinge the hips back, let the upper body roll forwards, but keep the abdominals in. So half roll down here. If it's uncomfortable to roll all the way forwards, you can still do the same stretches, or we can roll all the way down, hold the hands onto the legs or onto the floor if you're already there. So we're going to bend the knees very slightly, knees level with second or third toe, breathing in, now breathe out, draw the abdominals in, hinge the hips back, and then you should find maybe your hands getting closer towards the floor, your body getting a bit closer towards the floor, as your calves, your thighs, your bicep muscles, and your lower back stretches out. All right, bend the knees, breathing in, breathing out, straighten the legs, don't force it, just straighten them up to a point where you feel you're increasing that flexibility. Hold it there. Okay, hold it there now, and then we're going to bend one knee and stretch the other leg further back. Try not to twist the hips here, keep the pelvis facing forwards, breathing in, breathing out, stretch that hip back. All right, come back up. We're going to take your left leg out in front of you. Sink the hips back, abdominals in. Hold the foot, stretch the toes back, and turn the foot inwards and outwards. Good. And then the other one. Stretch the toes back, turn the foot inwards and outwards. Good. All right, you're going to walk your hands forward now, and we're going into that downward dog stretch. Do you remember? So come onto the mat. At any time in this section, if you need to bring the knees onto the mat, please do. So this is our downward dog stretch. Our hips up in the air, shoulder blades back and down, making sure you're not rounding. Stretch back, breathing in, breathing out. Come up onto the balls of the feet, stretching back, breathing in, breathing out. Stretch that spine, then come up, and then one forwards, one back, there, stretching, stretching. Okay, so we're going to now come forwards into our plank position. Now the plank is quite challenging. It's something we build up on each week. So first of all, we're going to do our plank with our knees on the mat. So you're here, bring the knees onto the mat, and you just bring your upper body forwards, and then we stretch back again. All right, so you're bringing your weight forward, so you're still strengthening your upper body here. Don't arch the back, draw the abdominals in and stretch back. If you're able to do it from this position, draw the abdominals in and come forwards as far as your body will allow. Eventually, you want to try and bring the head a little bit further forwards than your fingers, abdominals in. Don't let the hips drop because the strain goes into the low back. And try not to round the shoulders like that. So forwards and back. Again, so we will build up on this. And if it's too much, please just drop the knees to the mat. Breathing in. The most important thing is you draw the abdominals in, forwards and back. Excellent. Okay, and relax. Now, last week we started to do our Superman. Do you remember? Opposite arm and opposite leg. So again, let's review that. So wrists under the shoulders, knees under the hips, breathing in, breathing out. So you slide one leg away, the other arm, and then you stretch. Now, if you're finding it very difficult to balance or it's uncomfortable, okay, please just do the legs on their own first. Breathing in, breathe out, abdominals in, slide and stretch, slide and stretch. Do the arms separately. Remember to try and lift the arms so it comes level with the shoulder. If you have any shoulder injury, you can always do this with a slight bent elbow. And then when you're finding that comfortable, then you can go into the arm and leg together. It's opposite arm and opposite leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Now, when you get to this point, stretch, draw the abdominals in. Good, and you should feel again your back muscles working. It strengthens the muscles around the spine, but don't overarch the back. Draw those abdominals in, So you've got your neutral spine position. Breathing in, breathing out. There. And back. There. And back. Breathing in, breathing out. There. Okay, so we're just going to add in, I'm going to add in a little variation. So from this position, take the foot to the mat, take the arm down and lift. Breathing in, breathing out. Hold it there and take the arm out to the side and the leg out to the side at the same time. And just a couple, just to get you into our Superman variations. All right, let's try that the other side. Breathing in, breathing out. So drop the foot and the hand, keeping the arm and leg straight. Breathing in as you lower, breathing out as you lift, and then taking the arm and leg out to the side. Good. Okay. And relax. Okay, so I want you to stretch back. Take the knees slightly apart. So we're going to go back into our child's pose stretch. Again, this is a lovely stretch of your low back. So arms out in front. Relax your hips back down as far as it's comfortable for you. If it's uncomfortable in this position, you can always rest your head on your hands like that. So deep breath in through the nose, long slow breath out through the mouth. Relax your back, relax your arms. Walk the hands forward and then a little bit more of a stretch there. Okay, so we're going to review our slightly deeper stretch we did with the child's pose stretch. So you take your right arm out, left arm over, stretch the arms and sink the hips back. Breathing in, breathing out. Again, don't force it, just relax. And the other side, stretching and relax. Good, and then if you can, if you feel more stretched out now, bring the hands down by the side of you. Relax the head to the floor. You can always rest your head on a cushion if it's uncomfortable, or the ball like this. Or the hands like that if it's uncomfortable. This really just relax, stretches out your low back, and it's nice and relaxed. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. All right, come back up. So we're going to go into our cat stretch. Now, the exercise we just did, standing with shoulder blade retraction, is exactly the same, but you're doing it on all fours. So you're here, knees under the hips, wrists under the shoulders. Do use your grips if you need to. Breathing in, breathing out. So draw the abdominals in, open the shoulder blades, tuck the chin under, and really feel that stretch in the upper back. Then breathe in, breathe out. Lift the chest, draw the shoulder blades back and down, draw the abdominals in, and avoid overarching the back here, and avoid throwing the head up. So just work on that upper body flexibility. Breathing in, breathing out, stretching, rounding. Okay, so as I said, it's exactly the same as we did our shoulder blade retraction exercise. Right, okay, so roll over now onto your mat, and we're going to review what we did last week. Remember we did our opposite arm and opposite leg. Okay, so I like to put the ball at the back of my head, that's just up to me, that's my choice. Or cushion at the back of the head if you find you can't get your neck in the right position. Do you remember, so if you make a fist, place it under your chin. There should be no gaps there. If you find you're in this position, okay, it makes it very difficult to keep your neutral spine. So you try and bring the chin down so it's level, or put a cushion or the ball there. All right, neutral spine position, do you remember? So just to review that, if you push your fingers under the small of the back, your fingers should get stuck. If they go all the way under, you're not in neutral, you're too arched. So adjust your positioning so your fingers get stuck. So remember, pelvic floor, bottom muscles to engage your core, breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth, close that rib cage and draw those abdominals in. Okay, so we're going to add in our opposite arm and opposite leg. Do you remember that from, well actually, yes, 2 weeks ago, last week, the last session anyway. Breathing in, breathing up again with this one. You can always start off just by doing the leg. Breathing in, breathing out. Now it's important that you keep your spine in neutral. If you find you can't and your back is arching, Okay, you just bring the leg down, you slide the leg a little way and back. So you need to work on that. Breathing in, breathing out. Just slide the leg away until you've still got control there, and then eventually you can take the leg out fully, as long as that back isn't arching. All right, so breathing in, breathing out, close that rib cage, legs out. Okay, and then when you feel ready with that, we can add the arm in. So it's opposite arm and opposite leg, stretching, lengthening, press your spine towards the mat. Remember to take the arm back, keep the shoulder blade pressed into the floor, and then stretch. This is a lovely stretch for your spine, as long as your back isn't arching. Again, so it's helping to lengthen there. If you're quite arched in the low back, this really helps. Good, breathing in, breathing out. And then we're going to take one arm out to the side instead of back. Breathing in, breathing out again, press that spine towards the mat. Great, then we can take both arms out to the side. This is all, your variations are all dependent on whether you can still keep that spine in neutral. And then both arms back. Big stretch, keeping that spine in neutral. Breathing in, breathing out, lengthen. Press your spine towards the mat to stop it arching. That's helping to lengthen there. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, how did that feel? If that felt okay and you're in control, we can just start to take this up to a different level. So in Pilates, we have a position which is called our tabletop. Okay, so all we're going to do this week is just do our tabletop with one leg and see how you get on. So breathing in, breathing out, close that rib cage, bring one knee up into tabletop, which is easy. It's the bringing it back down, keeping the spine in neutral. Okay, that is the challenge. Breathing in, breathing out, abdominals, lift the other leg, breathe in, breathing it out, bring it back down, not letting that back arch. And you're going to feel it a little bit more in the abdominals. Give that a go. So you can keep the hands on the floor to start off with, and then you can add in your arm eventually. But the most important thing is keeping the spine in the neutral position. There, and back, there, and back. Okay, knees into the chest, and just circle those hips round. Okay, arms out to the side. So I'm just going to give you an introduction to our spine stretch. So I'm going to show you what we're going to build up to. Not necessarily do that today. So this is what we build up to. Breathing in, breathing up. We take the hips and legs one way, head the other. Keep the abdominals in. Although the back's coming off the floor, you're still keeping your spine in neutral. Breathing in. Obviously, don't push the legs all the way over. There. Good, and back. Breathing in, breathing out. So with this, just take the legs across as far as it's comfortable for you before you go into that full one. If you can, if it's fine, but the important thing is to breathe in to prepare, breathing out, abdominals in, not arching the back. Now, if you're finding it completely that you just can't do it, okay, what we can do is just take one leg up and take it across like that, taking the head the other way. So that's your sort of easier option. It gives you a nice stretch there in the buttock muscle and the spine. And the other side. So you've got a couple of choices there. Again, we're building up with this over the weeks as you become more flexible. Great. Okay, so we're going to roll over onto our side. So last week we did our clamshell, if you remember. So this week we're just going to do a side lying leg lifting exercise, again, which strengthens the glutes and your abdominals. So rest your head on your arm, either bent or straight. Okay, so you're going to have your bottom leg just bent, resting on the mat there, and the top leg is out here. So lengthen through the abdominals. Make sure your lower back isn't arched. Think about your 3 points of connection here, even though you're lying on the floor. So breathing in to prepare, Breathe out, draw the abdominals in, and you're just going to lift that leg up and back. Now, if you find this pulls on your lower back, bring the top leg slightly in front of you. Okay, so you're doing the exercise like that, then it won't pull on the back. So breathing in and breathing out, lift abdominals in and back. Breathing in, breathing out. So this is like your level 1. That's it, breathing in, breathing out, stretching. And then we're going to hold it in that position, and we're going to do small circles with the legs. It's quite challenging. And then small circles the other way. Draw the abdominals in, of course, all the time. Good, okay. And relax. So that's just a little bit of an introduction to some of our side lying exercises. Let's just do that on the other side. Rest your head on your arm. So bottom leg is bent, top leg is straight. Breathing in, breathe out, abdominals in. Lengthen the lumbar spine as you lift. If you're still finding it's compressing your low back, bring that leg a little bit further forwards. Okay, breathing in, breathing out, lift. Breathing in as you lower, breathing out as you lift that leg, stretching it. Breathing in, breathing out. There. If it's still pulling on the back, bring the leg just a little bit further forwards like that. Okay, and then we're going to lift the leg, stretch, and then just small circles, tiny circles, abdominals in. This strengthens your hip joint, flexibility of the hip joint, strengthens your buttock muscles as well, and small circles the other way. So try not to add momentum in this. Remember that the exercise is coming from your hip joint, so it's helping mobility and strengthening. Good. Okay. All right, roll back over. And again, just bring your knees into your chest, hands underneath your thighs, and just circle those hips round. One way and the other way. Good. Okay, so we're going to go into our low back stretch now. So I'm just going to do sort of level 1 first. So I want you to grab the back of your left thigh. Good. Draw the knee in, but also at the same time, press your lower back into the floor, into the mat. So we're going out of neutral now, a little bit further. And this is a fantastic stretch for your low back, particularly if you've got low back pain. And if you can keep your neutral spine position, well, actually you're going out of neutral, you can stretch the other leg out as well. Draw that leg in, press your spine towards the mat, and just hold it there, breathing normally, holding that stretch there. And you want to be holding it for at least 10 seconds. And then if you can, stretch out again, both arms up this time. And then bring the right leg in, press your spine into the mat. Breathing normally, abdominals in, again holding it for about 10 seconds. Good, and again, both arms up if you can, both legs out. Big stretch up, point the toes, flex the feet. Bring the left leg in, press your spine towards the mat. Again, at least 10 seconds. If you're doing this at home, in between classes, try and do this one and actually hold it longer than 10 seconds. It really will benefit your lower back if it's feeling very tight. Good. All right, so we're going to go into our final leg stretches. So this week, we're going to add in a stretchy band with it if you've got it. If you haven't got one, don't worry, you can just do it as we've done before with holding the back of the leg. So we wrap the band so around to the middle to the end of the foot, and we use the band so you can stretch it, you can wind it up a little bit more so you're getting a good stretch there in the back of the leg. Your other leg can be bent, it can be straight. Now if you can keep your neutral spine position, you can straighten the other leg. If you're finding your back's arching, you're just going to bend that leg a little bit. Okay, so point the toes, breathing in, breathing out, and then flex the foot, stretch the toe back, add in a bit more resistance with the band if you want to, for your flexibility. So stretching out the buttock muscle, back of the thigh, calf as well. Point the toe, flex the foot, So working on that flexibility. Make sure you're not lifting your hip off the mat. Point the toes, flex the feet, stretching. Good. Now if you're able to, this is your left leg, hold the band in your, or actually either hand, I like to do it with the other hand, and then we take the right leg, the left leg over to the right, so you're getting that stretch there. That's it. Just take it across as far as it's comfortable. The other arm goes out on the floor just to counterbalance. Keep the foot flexed, and then you're just going to move that leg forwards and backwards. I prefer the other arm. Doesn't matter which arm, just which works for you. And then move that leg forwards and backwards. So you should feel a very deep stretch in your buttock muscle. All right, bring the leg back, swap hands. Try and keep the pelvis on the mat this time. Flex the foot, turn the leg outwards, and then take the leg out as well for your inner thigh stretch. And again, move that leg forwards and backwards. Good. All right, and we're going to do the same thing on the other leg. So wrap the band around, sort of middle to the end of the foot, not too far to the end of the foot, otherwise it'll ping off. So do watch that. Okay, add your resistance here. Point the toe, flex the foot. This leg straight out if you can keep your neutral spine position. Breathing in as you point, breathing out as you flex. Draw the toes back. Breathing in, breathing out. Good. All right, hold the band in one hand. And you're going to take the right leg over to your left. Doesn't matter which hand you hold the band in, it's whatever's comfortable for you. Flex the foot and just move that leg forwards and backwards. Only take it over as far as it's comfortable. Bring the leg back, change hands. This time keep the pelvis level. Flex the foot, that means toes turned that way. Turn the leg out a little bit as well as taking the leg out, and move that leg forwards and backwards. Fantastic. Okay, finish with the band. Left foot on the bent right knee. Level pelvis, turn the leg out to the side. This is your hip stretch, and then the other leg, breathing in, breathing out. Good, fantastic. Okay, so we're going to roll over, come back up on all fours, and then first of all we're going to go into our cat stretch that we did earlier. Do you remember? Breathing in, breathing out, rounding the shoulder blades, lengthening through the spine, abdominals in, rounding, and retracting, and then coming back up into your downward dog stretch. Again, always working at your own level. Come up any other way if it's uncomfortable. And then we're going to bend and straighten. Alternate knees, trying to get that heel down towards the mat, but followed by your back stretch. Breathing in, breathing out, stretching back, stretching the spine. All right, keep the knees slightly bent, abdominals in, and walk the hands back up towards your feet. Hands on the legs if you need to, and then breathing in, breathing out, slowly rolling up, all the way back up to the top. Good, posture check. 3 points of connection in the spine, neutral spine position. And then just roll the shoulders forwards, up, back and down, breathing in, breathing out, stretching up, arms behind you, reaching up, reach one arm up a little bit further, draw the abdominals in, hands behind the head, and then tuck the chin in, head forwards. Slowly coming up. Good, fantastic, well done. So that's the end of week 4 with your back care program. I'll see you in the next one. If you have any questions, of course, please put in the comments below, and I'll be putting on some homework shortly. Okay, thank you very much for watching. Bye.